The question of the day from Kenneth Johnson. People coming through this video, guys. You can come and join us through the Jam Core Raw group. The link is under the video. Just click there and come and join us, interact, ask questions, share your training ideas, and you can ask me questions as well. So this is where all the action is happening. Today's question coming from Kenneth Johnson about cardio again. Burning muscle tissue. So where he goes, some people are claiming that cardio in excess of 50 minutes can start burning your muscle tissue. On the other hand, some claim that muscle tissue is permanent and only the water retention within the muscle tissue variate. What should I believe? Again, I have my own belief and experience and will appreciate your knowledge and comments. So you want to appreciate my knowledge and my comments? I'm going to tell you what I think. Alright? We know that 75% of the muscle tissue is water, right? But meat is meat, right? Fat is fat. So inside the muscle tissue, obviously you're going to hold more water. That's why a lot of people look big when they take a lot of carbs and so on, but we don't want to get into that. We'll get into that later on, maybe in another question and so on. So to answer your question, brother, it will depend on how lean you are. Why? So now let's say somebody's getting ready for a show, and it did happen to me in the past. You are very lean and you start want to be more shredded and you start doing more cardio, you don't eat more. And this is what actually happened to me at the beginning of the shows when I didn't have a lot of experience and I had to build the experience throughout the actual years of training. So if you're not eating enough protein and you do a lot of cardio, you can really get into a catabolic state, which is muscle wasting. Okay? And this is why a lot of guys, once they don't get that carbon up and carbo depleting right before a show, when they step on the stage, they're all flat. They can't get that fullness because they don't know how to freaking do it, right? And also they don't eat right. Meaning also that if you really wanna get this right, I would say if you want to increase your cardio, you got to increase your protein intake. As an example, if you are lean, that is. If you're fat, you can do all the cardio you want because you have that fat protecting your muscle tissue, right? But if you're lean, I would recommend to take a good whey protein and some branched chain aminos and some glutamine before you do cardio session. That's why guys who go out there and do cardio on an empty stomach, it's very no. Don't do that. That doesn't work anymore. A lot of people go, yeah, if I do cardio on an empty stomach, I'm gonna burn fat. Yes, you do, but at least have some protein before that or some grapefruit juice. Actually, one of the best things you can do just to save your muscle tissue and also, I'm giving you some tips here, some great tips and natural ways of burning your fat while doing your cardio. If you take grapefruit juice, and this is the oldest trick in the book, grapefruit juice has naringein. It's an amino acid, if I'm pronouncing the amino acid, naringein or naringein. It's a very powerful amino acid that if you mix it with caffeine, it can give you the most natural, great fat burner out there. So, in the old days, what we used to do, we used to use that and use ephedra, which is banned now, that really speeds up your metabolism to burn fat. And now, you know, companies like, I don't want to mention the big names, they're using another compound that is close to ephedra, you know, and it makes you believe it's not ephedra, but it is actually. That's what those stimulants makes you go all like that. So the old days, going back to what I was talking about, we used to do that. We used to take grapefruit juice, caffeine, and ephedra, and take some branched chain aminos and some whey protein and glutamine and do our cardio. And this is how we spare every ounce of muscle tissue. This is why you see those big guys, the shows, this is what they're doing right now. This is why they're always big and full and hard. So that's the trick. So the answer to your question is you could really get into a catabolic state if you are very lean and you can lose muscle tissue. Thank you, my man.